Welcome back to Southern Maryland Focus. I'm with Marty Madden, and we were talking about the sign regulations that are going on in Calvert County right now.
It's been a long process. They started back in 2011 on this, and they got derailed because the Supreme Court issued a ruling that you could not regulate content on a sign. So they had to go back to the drawing board after having all these meetings with focus groups and stakeholders. They're kind of getting to the finish line now, but there are some people who want to see some stricter regulations. There's a lot of people in the business community feel that they need signs in order to get customers to in their doors. Some people feel that with the new technology we have, with the internet and yeah, let's say it, things like the Baynet,
exactly,
you can advertise easier online
and reasonably priced.
Right, have to put that plug in.
Right.
But one of the more controversial components of the sign regulations would be the electrical signs, the electric message center, messaging center.
Now that's on each business as you're driving down the road, right?
Exactly. There are some people who feel that that's a distraction, and it's a dangerous distraction.
Don't you think it's more of a distraction having all those little signs all over the road, and you're driving, like, what is that?
The popsicle signs?
Yeah, exactly.
And
then they never leave, they never pick them up.
And they look tacky, too.
They look terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think probably what's going to happen is there will be some kind of a moderate regulation of the signs. I'm not real sure what's going to happen with the electrical signs. For one thing, they're expensive. I mean, it's cost prohibitive. So there will probably be very few merchants who are initially going to take.
They're very nice to have, though, especially if you can put your own message on that
sign.
And
you can change the message, and I don't know that it's that much of a distraction. What is good about Calvert, and I think there might be one or two billboards in Calvert, and they're probably grandfathered in from
way back
long ago.
Yeah.
Billboards definitely are a blight, and they are distracting. So it's good that we don't.
Billboards are up in the air. They're not, right in your view of driving. I really do think that the signs as you're driving up and down the road are much more distracting than a sign, as you're driving down looking at a retail business with the electric signs. Those are really nice.
Right.
It's all the little ones.
So I think what is probably going to happen is, and I think the Planning Commission for Calvert gets the first crack at it. I think they have to make a recommendation, and then the county commissioners would make a decision. I think the best solution always is one that maybe displeases both sides.
Right. Yeah.
So I think maybe
you can't make everybody happy.
No, certainly not on a signage you can't.
But I do think they do need to do something about all the signs, not only in Calvert County, but also in St. Mary's and Charles as well. And the biggest thing too, after like events and things like that, people have to pick up their signs, and they don't. That's another problem. And the popsicle signs.
Right. And there's some question as to who should regulate that. If signs are going on a state road, is that the State Highway Administration's responsibility, or should a local authority take care of that? That's another issue.
Shouldn't the owner of that event or business be responsible for removal?
Exactly.
Yeah, it should be tax dollars.
But who enforces the owner who put that sign up? I think that's the issue.
Right, that's an issue. Well, if you have any comments, email focus@thebaynet.com. Thanks for joining.
Come to the 15th Annual Riverside Wine Fest at Sauterly October 7th and 8th, celebrating the very best regional wineries in the beautiful setting of 17th century Sauterly Plantation. Enjoy spectacular views as you sample the wines of nearly 20 Maryland wineries, as well as craft beers and delicious local food. Winefest is moving up to our historic core. Discover history with wine in hand in front of the 1703 Plantation House. Come to the 15th Annual Riverside Wine Fest at Sauterly October 7th and 8th.